What's going on, guys? Got another re-uploaded Pokemon battle for you today, featuring your boy Crobat, so please enjoy my old narration. I got Crobat against his Mega Pidgeot. Crobat doesn't really want to take any hits because Mega Pidgeot hits kind of like a truck, so I'm going to go into Snorlax, who doesn't really carry either way because he's a special tank. He goes for Roost. That was a weird play. Whatever. I could T-Punch it, but I figured Hippo would come in because it's the physical wall. Probably going to want to put rocks up as well, so I went for Body Slam, just essentially to not waste the turn. I don't know, I suppose I could have predicted it and gone to something else, but just in case he stayed in, I would have potentially paralyzed the Pidgeot. I don't know, whatever. Regardless, he's going to put rocks up, I know that, so I'm just going to go to Blastoise to spin them away. I could also hit it with some big special hits like Water Pulse and Ice Beam, but I figured he'd predict that and go to something to eat them up, which he does. He goes to Florge, which would not have got damaged that much at all. So it's a good thing I went for Spin, right? So I didn't waste the turn. I got rid of the rocks, which is good because I got things that are weak to them. Now I'm slightly scared, slightly paranoid of Sweeper Florge after it wrecked me last battle with friggin' Psychic. But looking at his team, he's got two big special hitters, so I figured this one would be a wall, and it is. It goes for Moonblast, which does nothing, which is why Crobat is awesome, because I can shut this thing down with Taunt, which I actually shouldn't have done this turn, believe it or not, because he has nothing he wants to pass a Wish to, and hence Dragalge gets to come in for free, which is not good, because I have to get out of here. It hits like a truck. It's terrifying. This is why, right? It's got Choice Specs, Adaptability, Draco Meteor. Look at that special tank, Snorlax. Ugh. Ouch, that one friggin' hurts. So Snorlax can't stay in. The plan here is to go to Crobat, potentially take the hit because he is -2, and roost off the damage as he gets progressively weaker, until eventually I can get up to enough HP where he's not doing enough to me at all, and I can go for big hits like Brave Bird. But he misses, which basically means I don't have to go through that whole painful process, and I can just go for a Brave Bird straight away, which is cool. And in comes Empoleon to resist it, and I was thinking, okay, Ice Beam? Because it is super effective, he could go for that. But, well, if Snorlax has got a chance to do anything, now is the time. But he goes for Knockoff, which is unfortunate, because now I definitely cannot do anything. I'm at too little HP, I'm too slow to get a rest off, and I'm not going to take a Scald from there. So Snorlax goes down, which is kind of huge, because he's been really good these last couple of battles, and now I don't have it, so that's great. I need to do damage to this Empoleon, so I'm going to bring in Arcanine, go for Flare Blitz, because it's the same power as Wild Charge anyway against Empoleon, and I figured Hippo would come in to take the physical hit. And I figured I could take a Scald anyway from Empoleon, because I do pack a bit of bulk in this Arcanine. I'm pretty sure he's going to put rocks up again, so I'm going to go to Blastoise just to spin them away. But I'm not going to spin them away because I predicted he'd predict that, and seeing as I did it last time, he'll go for rocks again, just essentially making it a dead turn, except I'm taking sand damage, so I figured I'd try and hit it. This wasn't what I predicted, but it works for me because Mega Pidgeot takes a massive Water Pulse to the face, and I figured I can take a Hurricane because I am a bulkier variant of Blastoise. Hence, Pidgeot goes down, and that's great because my Snorlax is gone. That was one of the things it was keeping in check, and I'm not so worse for wear now because the Pidgeot's gone. In comes Ape. I'm going to salvage Blastoise because he could potentially come in for spin later against something like Hippo. So I'm going to go to Arcanine for Intimidate, as I kind of figured this thing would be physical. Looking at his team, he's got four special hitters and only one physical hitter otherwise. So 8 was definitely physical. Arcanine doesn't take it great, but he takes it, which is, I suppose, not the worst thing ever. Intimidate is good against this thing, and I could also resist a Flare Blitz should he have chosen to go for it, and I can also go for an E-Speed to get damage, but down goes Arcanine. And I have to bring in Crobat to scare this thing away, because, well, I have to. I'm going to go for Brave Bird as Empoleon comes in. This Empoleon's becoming a real thorn in my side. It's looking pretty bleak right now because I'm fast running out of ways to hit it. I had Wild Charge and T-Punch. I don't have them anymore. So I'm just going to U-turn out because I do have Drain Punch on Chestnut, but the Scald, it could burn me, and like I said, it's looking bleak, but it doesn't burn me, which was good. It was good. That was a good thing that happened. I'm going to go for Leech Seed for recovery as he goes for Toxic. Okay, yep, that works for me because now I can't get burned. It's kind of good for me because it means that Drain Punch, or the fighting attack, which is likely to happen, is now a bigger threat to Empoleon. I figured he'd switch, fearing it, so I went for spikes, not really knowing what to do. In comes Dragalge. I'm like, oh, okay, great. So Blastoise isn't really going to do too much because of rocks and all that sort of stuff. So I figured I'd fodder it off just to take the hit, because nothing it's going to take. If Snorlax could barely take it, then freaking nothing's going to take a hit from this thing. But I can outspeed it and kill it with a Zelf with Psy Shock, so that's cool. But he brings in Empoleon again, which is getting worn down, so that's kind of good. That's a good thing for me. I predict knockoff here, because it's kind of obvious, it's super effective, and, you know, it's just the thing to go for against someone like a Zelf. So I'm going to go to Chestnut to resist it, and give him Rocky Helmet damage. I think, sweet, this thing is actually starting to lose a lot of its HP. I was worrying about how I was going to kill it. Now I'm not worrying so much, but still, I still need to kill it. I'm going to go for Leech Seed because Toxic is going to start wearing me down a bit. And then comes Hippo to, I guess, take the predicted Drain Punch, which would have, I suppose, been a good play because it would have definitely killed Empoleon from there. So at least I got Leech Seed on something. And now I don't really know what to do, just sitting in on Hippo here. He's going to go for Slack Off. I don't really care. I'm just going to go for another layer of Spikes because, I know, I figured I'm going to need it against this team. You know, to sort of, you know, dish out damage, if you will. So I'm going to go to Crobat here because Toxic was starting to rack up on me, so I wanted to reset the timer. He goes for Whirlwind, and while it looks annoying because I just took 25% for essentially nothing, that has shown me his full moveset, and what his moveset is EQ, Stealth Rock, Slack Off, and Whirlwind. That means that Crobat walls it completely, and when he Whirlwinds Crobat away, I happen to go back into Chestnut, which is great, so I can go for my final layer of Spikes, which is cool. And he Whirlwinds me, I'm crossing my fingers for Crobat. Yes, I get Crobat. I can go for Taunt on this thing. Now, the only way he can hit me is if he EQs me on a Roost, but because of Leech Seed, I do not have to do that, which is brilliant. So I can Taunt the damn thing. It can't do squat now, he has to switch. This is fantastic. So Hippo is shut down by Crobat. Brilliant. I know I'm looking at his team thinking there's a lot of things Crobat deals with on this guy's team. He goes to Empoleon because he's got nothing to do, and I guess he wants to defog those spikes away. But I'm just going to go for damage because I don't have anything to do against him either. I'm out of ideas, so I just think damage, and Empoleon goes down. Yes, right. I'm starting to clear through his team. What was looking bleak is now looking great. But here is the key turn. Hippo comes in. Taunt was predictable because he can't do anything to me if I do Taunt. So I figured he'd switch or try and EQ on a predicted Roost. Regardless, I went for damage. Dragalge comes in. That's huge because Dragalge is now going to go down because he can't outspeed me, obviously, because I'm a Crobat. And that was the one thing he had to hit me. Crobat is looking really, really good right now. He brings in Ape. I'm slightly afraid of Scarf just because I don't know if I've seen his item or not. I couldn't tell. But I'm just going to fodder off Chestnut and let Sand finish him off. Ironically, of course, because it's his Sand. And, you know, he's got nothing to do here, really. I mean, his Ape is going to go down in one turn. I'm just going to go to a Zelf, because while I could just go to Crobat and win, a Zelf doesn't do an awful lot in this team, usually. It's literally just there for speed, because this team lacks it otherwise. And so I figured, well, Hippo's looking pretty low and can't actually touch me, because all he's got is EQ. And, you know, Ape's going to go down, and Florge isn't exactly the best physical hit taker in the world, so Psyshock looks pretty good, but it takes it and then kills me in one hit, so it's whatever. Zelf goes down. But like I said, Crobat is looking really good against his team. He's got a Hippo that cannot touch me, and he's got a Florge that can't kill me, as long as I roost this time, which I do. It's because I didn't know if Moonblast... I think Moonblast probably could have taken me out from there, but I am a Crobat, so I can just roost on him. Yep, video is coming into the end game now. He goes for Wish. I don't really care because I can eventually taunt him and wear him down. The crit there didn't matter because it was only a matter of time there. Just going to taunt Hippo, stop it from doing anything, and it's good game from here. As soon as that Dragalge went down, it was over. That turn was crucial, that Brave Bird turn. So, yep, it was definitely a good game. Had a lot of fun. It was really in a hole, but eventually, because Crobat is awesome, I friggin' pulled it out the bag, walled like half his team with it, and that was a lot of fun to play, so... Man, Crobat's been my favourite Pokemon for such a long time now. It's so incredibly underrated. Respect Crobat. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.